Okay, so we're ready to start refining the tip of this reed. One important note, before you put your plaque into the reed to scrape on a tip, make sure the plaque is clean of any cane dust, because if you can imagine, you insert the plaque, if there's cane dust under the cane right there, that's poking up into the cane, you scrape and you rip off your tip. So that's no good. You don't want to do that. Okay, now, as you can see, I've clipped the reed just to get rid of some of those mistakes, just because I don't like them, and sometimes I find that a mistake, like a missing corner, will catch on your knife a little more than smooth cane will, and can lead to more mistakes. So now we're going to take this undefined, rattly, crowing tip and refine it a little bit. Now, what do I mean when I say refine? I mean, I'm going to go around the edges of the tip and just remove more cane. I'm not trying to get it paper thin right now, but I'm going to just remove more cane to refine the vibrations, let the air move through the reed more easily. And get rid of some of the rattly crow. Sorry, it's not easy to show this on camera. And again, I like to do this with a knife that has not been sharpened on a sharpening steel, so that I get nice smooth surface to my tip. Now, if you're not going to sharpen your knife on a sharpening steel, you do need to make sure that it's very finely sharpened. And for that, I like Arkansas stones because they give me the finest edge. Let's focus, there we go. And as I'm scraping, these little curls come off, and I get very few catches or anything like that in the tip. And notice I always go off the edge of the tip. We won't always do that because later we may need to define down here at the base of the tip without actually going off the edge of the tip. But for now, we want to make a nice smooth slope towards the corners and off the edge. Okay, so now I'm pretty happy with how that tip looks. It looks fairly even to me on both sides. Still not very defined, but we'll get to that, don't worry. I'm gonna crow the reed and see if some of that rattle is gone. Yes, a lot of it is gone. I'm even getting a little bit of a bottom crow right now. Now, the crow still sounds a little bit rough. It's a little bit squeaky, a little squealy. Not as deep and rich as I would like to sound, but I like to see that my work here did what I expected it to do, okay? At this point, I would actually, before I put the reed away, I would just do a little bit of body scraping. And by the body of the reed, I mean the back and the heart. Oops. So heart starts right there, and the back is somewhere down here. I usually don't measure the back of my reed. I tend to take the back of my reed, again, I leave cane down here, or bark, sorry, I leave bark down here, and I tend to take my backs up a little higher than most people into the heart, but I don't want to do that yet. So what I'll do here is just, I'm not going to dig or define anything in the back. I'm just going to take some cane out just to sort of calm down those sort of whiny vibrations in the crow and deepen things a little bit. Okay, so again, I haven't taken much out of the back at this point, but that should help the crow just a little bit. And again, I'm getting more bottom crow there, which is nice. It shows that the reed is getting a little more depth of tone and that the air is acting on the reed more efficiently. Now, this is about where I would leave the reed for day one. It's not going to sound very nice. I mean, I am going to play it in the oboe right now. It's not going to sound very sweet or pretty, but I just want to see what it does before I put it away, if there are any huge flaws. So I'll just give it a quick noodle. Okay, so as you can hear, the high register is going a little sharp. It's not super deep or pretty sounding, but it functions. I could play scales on it if I needed to. It is not ready for public consumption yet, but this is about where I would leave the reed for today. Profile, as you can see, is not very refined or defined, but the reed holds itself together. The gouge seems good. The cane is of nice quality. The opening is fine. And we just leave it there. One of the best tips for reed making that I've received is the best way to work on a reed is to not work on it. And now that I've done this work, I'm going to leave it alone and let it dry. And I'll come back to it tomorrow or another day after it's completely dried. Thanks for watching.